Hey everyone, Mr. Mulligan back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the settings and difficulty inside the game and kind of going through and explaining what everything is and how you can make the game either easier or harder on yourself. So right away we have presets. These presets are going to change a lot of aspects throughout the game. Beginner obviously for beginners and legends for legends because it is nearly impossible to play on this setting. So from the beginning, we're just going to start with the beginner. We're going to start with the beginner swing difficulty, and I'm going to show you what that is. Alright, so the beginner swing difficulty is going to affect this little circle over here on the right side of the screen. As you can see, there's a big white area there. That is our swing plane. So as you see, I started a little bit to the right and ended left, as so. That would be a bad shot. What we're trying to go for is straight back, straight forward, kind of like that. That wasn't perfect, but we'll take it. That was a little better. So as you see, as long as you stay inside of the white, your ball will go straight for the most part. There we go, straight right up the middle. Alright, now we're going to talk about the next two kind of combined. So we're going to bump it up to amateur, and as you see, if you go to the presets and switch it to amateur, this swing timing also turns on. So we're going to do amateur and swing timing on. Alright, now as you can see, there's another half circle above the original circle that was there. That is your tempo. So what that means is if you push the stick fast on your downswing, you will get a fast indication, which will cause the ball for a right-handed golfer to go left. For example, that is fast, so that is going to cause the ball to go left. Same with slow. If you push the stick forward slow, you're going to get a slow indication, such as, which will cause the ball to slice to the right. So what we're looking for is a perfect swing right into the white spot in the middle. Just like that. Also, with the amateur difficulty, you can see that our swing plane, which is inside the circle, has shrank a little bit, causing it to be a little bit more difficult to stay within that white bar for our swing mechanic. Alright, let's see if we can hit a good one. As you can see, we are right in the middle of the swing plane and perfect tempo timing. Should result in a good shot. Alright, next swing difficulty we're going to go into is the Pro-Am. So as you can see with the Pro-Am, our swing plane and tempo meter have shrank slightly to make it a little bit more difficult to hit. Also, our distance control meter down at the bottom, the 100% bar, has also shrank. Alright, next swing difficulty we're going to take a look at is the Pro swing difficulty, which is the standard for online matchmaking. So this will probably be what most people play on. It adds a bit of complexity to the game while also not being entirely impossible, like the next two that we're going to show you. Now as you can see, the swing path and the tempo meter have shrank again, causing it to be a little bit more difficult to hit the shot. Alright, next difficulty we're going to look at is the Master difficulty. And as you can see, the swing plane and especially the tempo meter have decreased significantly, making it a lot harder to hit a good shot. Next swing difficulty we're going to look at is Legend, and fair warning, this is extremely difficult. As you take a look, the swing path is nearly a pixel wide, as well as the tempo meter. It is really difficult to dial this in. Also, with every other difficulty, our shot percentage 100% mark has decreased significantly as well. I'm going to try and hit a good one here for y'all. And as you can see, our swing path was slightly off and our tempo was what would normally be acceptable on the fast side now becomes red fast, and the ball travels far to the left. Alright, the next two we're going to talk about together. So we have distance control meter and distance control assist. So distance control meter, is the meter at the bottom of the screen that shows the percentage that we need to hit the shot. So for example, on this shot here, with a nice pitch lob wedge, it is telling us we need to hit it 87% to carry it 28 yards. Now we'll do percentage only. So as we take a look at percentage only, you can see that we need to hit it 87%, but we have no idea where that is in our swing path. Alright, so you see we still have 32% here that it's telling us to hit, but again, we have no distance control meter. So what we can do is, if we wanted to only have it for our putting, we can change this to putting only, and now we have a distance control meter, unlike we had with our normal shot. Alright, now we can turn this distance control meter off entirely, and we will have no idea what percentage we need to hit a shot. For example, here we are hitting a pitch shot with our pitching wedge, and as you take a look here, this would be too far, right? So we're going to dial it back, play it a little short, but we have no percentage idea of what to hit here. So it's going to be a lot more difficult to hit partial shots. So we're going to give it our best effort. I'm going to guess that this is probably about 90%. So we're going to go for 90%. And we hit it 97. Let's see where that goes. Actually, not bad at all. Alright, now I said we were going to talk about the next two together. So with the distance control assist, if we turn that on, it limits your backswing to only the distance that you intend to hit the ball. So we're going to turn that off, and we're going to turn our distance control meter back on so I can give you an example of this. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the distance control assist. So as you see here, we're going to hit a full pitching wedge that goes 135 yards. But we need to bring it back here to about 123. So as you can see, that is an 83% shot. With distance control assist turned off, it will allow us to hit a full swing here at 100%. It will not stop us at 83%. Alright, so we're going to turn distance control assist back on and show that it is going to prevent us from swinging 100%. It will still allow us to overswing, but not much past 83%. Alright, so next is Putt Preview. We can either choose from Unlimited, 18, 9, 3, or 0. So we're just going to stick with 3 here and just give you an example of how this works. So we're going to read the green here, and we're just going to hold X and see where this putt is intending on going. As you can see, we're going to miss a little bit to the left and long. So we're going to bring it back a little bit, and we're going to aim a little bit to the right.
Get there.
And bang, just easy as that. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about here is the course yardage. So we have on, book only, or off. So with on, you can see that this hole is playing 206 yards indicated by the flag icon. Alright, now we're going to switch to book only, and as you can see, there is no distance to the flag here. So we can pull out our yardage book with circle here on the PlayStation, and we can take a look and use our distance meter to show that it is, in fact, 206 to the pin. Also allows you to play layup shots, so say you wanted to let it roll out a little bit, we could plan on hitting it 194. Alright, now we're going to turn the course yardage completely off, and you'll see that there is no yardage next to the flag stick as well as the yardage book. We have no way of showing that. Now obviously we can see down at the bottom that from the black tees it is 206 yards, but it does not give us the ability to plan layup shots. Alright, next we're going to get into the provisions with wind, lie penalty, lie angle, elevation, and true shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with them all off and show what happens when we turn these on. So as you can see, we are in the heavy rough, planning on hitting a 4-iron, and this is saying that it's going to carry 200 yards with a 10-foot increase in elevation. Now with the wind turned on, it is now going to take in effect the wind for us and show us what effect that is going to have on the ball flight and trajectory. Now as you can see, it does not show us the wind characteristics anymore. It already takes it into effect, and it has now increased our carry distance by 3 yards, meaning that we probably have a tailwind. Moving on, provision lie penalty. So we're going to turn this on and see what kind of effect the heavy rough has on us. Wow, so we went from over 200 yards back to 159 yards. This is because of the heavy rough, as you can see in the top right corner. We are in the heavy rough. Now it does not give us the percentage anymore because again, it has already calculated it for us. It says normally you would hit this club 200 yards. You will now hit it 159 yards because you are penalized for being in the rough. Alright, so pay close attention to the trajectory of the ball flight. I am going to turn lie angle true shot on, and I will show you how that is calculated to give us an accurate trajectory. Alright, you can see how the trajectory has been auto-corrected for us, and we are not able to pull up the lie grid on the ground anymore. Alright, next thing we're going to take a look at is the ProVision elevation change. So as you can see, this is playing 12 feet up. That is something that we have to take in considerations ourselves unless we come in here and turn ProVision elevation on. This takes the calculation out of it, and the game says instead of hitting at 158 yards, you're going to now hit it 154 yards because you are playing uphill. So this is another tip. When you're playing uphill, the ball is going to go shorter because it has less time for the ball to travel in the air. If you're playing downhill, the ball is going to travel further because it has more time for it to travel in the air. And a quick calculation for that, if you do the elevation change divided by 3, that usually gives you about the yardage change that is going to take place. So for example, if the shot is playing 30 yards up, 30 divided by 3 would be 10, so we're going to play 10 yards longer since we are playing uphill. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to take a look at is the true shot. So if you hold down L1, you can play a big fade, you can play a big draw, you can decrease the loft, or you can increase the loft. But as you see, the trajectory is not changing. That is because I have this setting off. If we turn it on, we are able to see the effect of the trajectory and ball flight when we move our analog sticks to affect the true shot. So again, we can decrease loft, increase loft, we can hit a big fade, we can hit a big draw, we can change the attack angle of the club, which will affect spin. And lastly, with the ProVision comes the trajectory. So that is the blue arc that you see on the screen. We can either do on, aim only, or off. So aim only is only going to be as you are aiming the golf ball. See, as I stop, the trajectory goes away. And off, which will disable the trajectory arc altogether. So as you can see here, there is no trajectory. All we have is the aim marker. Alright, next thing we're going to take a look at is scout camera. So this is what allows us to get an overhead view and scout out our landing area for our ball. So we can either turn this on, UI off, or off altogether. Now on is going to give us the marker with a circle kind of our general vicinity of where the ball is going to land. Alright, now with UI off, you will see here that we have 150 yards. It gives us the point that we are aiming at, but it does not give us the circle of the general vicinity of where the ball will land. Next, if we turn the scout camera completely off, you will see that as I am already zoomed in, it will take me out of it, and I will no longer be able to go back to look at where my intended landing point is. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about is the lie grid. So if we hold down true shot, you can see the lie grid beneath our feet. The slope of the hill is right to left, and it is also front to back. So here's another tip. It's very important to look at this as it does have a big effect on the trajectory and flight of your ball. So you can see the ball is going to follow the path of these little beads on the grid. So it is moving right to left, therefore the ball will move right to left. Alright, so the hill is sloping front to back, meaning that we are going to be hitting the ball higher. If it was the opposite and the slope was downhill, meaning back to front, the ball will come out lower. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about is the green grid. So as we take a look here at the green, we can use this green grid to read the slope and break of putts. So as you can see, there's different colors. Green means minor contours. Yellow means a little bit stronger of contours, all the way into orange and red. As you see here, the slope is increasing drastically, therefore it goes to red. So green, easy slope; yellow, minor slope; orange, bigger slope; red, biggest slope. Alright, next we have turned the green grid off, which I don't know why you would ever do that, because it is going to be very difficult to tell any type of slope in this putt. I guess you could get on surface level. It still does not really help much. Alright, next thing we're going to talk about is our aim marker. So we have the options of on, marker only, and off. With on, we have this aim marker here showing our drive to carry 281 yards. Now with the aim marker turned to marker only, we will see here that we just have the marker and do not know the yardage. Lastly, we have off completely, and as you can see, we have no aiming point, just where the camera is. Now the aim marker is sort of tied here with the scout camera. If you have it on UI off, that will eliminate the aiming zone entirely. If you have the scout camera on, it will have the reticle and the circle. Alright, last thing we have here is the wind speed. Now the wind speed will not play into effect if we have Provision wind speed on, as it already takes it into effect, so you cannot change the display setting. With the Provision wind off, we are able to change the wind speed display or the wind display to either speed or meter only. So with meter only, it only shows you the direction of the wind with no speed. Alright, last thing we're going to take a look at is distance display. So we have it set to carry right now, and it is showing that our carry is 287 yards. Alright, now we're going to bump that to total, and this should give us our carry plus our rollout. Over in the right hand side, you see we have 287 yard carry plus 26 yards, so it plans on rolling out an additional 26 yards. Alright guys, that is all the difficulty settings in this game. Now, obviously I cannot show you every combination of every control possible. Different things will affect different settings, so you just kind of have to play with it and see what's right for you. I would suggest starting with the presets and then changing minor things here and there to make things easier or difficult. But again guys, this has been Mr. Mulligan helping you with your difficulty settings in PGA Tour 2K21. If this video helped you at all, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gameplay and or tips and tricks. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.